Checky. 1, 2. Right. Ready for them.
Ready?
Yes, ready.
Ready?
Is it going? Is it gone? All right, cool. You're live. You press record as well?
I did.
All right. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the great finale. Unify platform.
Hi.
Bless. How are you doing, my dear?
Not so bad. How are you, Bless?
I just don't know if I'm talking to the same person because you don't look the same as you did last week.
Well, that's what we like to see. Women, we just change around when we feel like it.
Yeah, but that's not fair because I won't recognize you on street because last week you looked totally different. I recognize you. Now I don't know who I'm talking
Next week I'll be
to.
even more different.
I don't even know who I'm talking
So
to.
you make sure you walk past me on the street.
I would. I'm serious. I would walk past you because the one I'm sitting in front of now is not the one I was talking to last week.
Okay, cool.
Okay, anyway, we're not going to go into too much
To our
detail.
viewers out there, thank you for tuning into Bless Radio.
Yes,
and
people.
Unify.
Yep.
If you like to call in, the number is 07944431366.
All right.
We have today's topic and today's question is why women can't say no. And we've got some wonderful ladies on board today, and we'll introduce them when the time is near. And they will be actually listening to the gentlemen, and the gentlemen will be Mr. Bless and DS Jammers.
I think Jammers is a bit scared, yeah, but don't
Yeah.
worry about it. He will get, he'll be all right.
So we'll be listening to the gentlemen here today, and then the ladies can debate, and we will defend the question why women can't say no.
Right, can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. That's what Obama said and wrecked the country.
So if anybody wants to call in, the studio number is 07944431366. Over to you, Bless.
All right, over to me. Right,
my dear.
today, we're talking about for the past 3 weeks, we've been talking about why men can't say no, basically.
Right.
Yeah, and it was an interesting thing because we've learned, as basically for those who are listening for the first time, we're setting a platform here because it's very needed, and especially for the man them, yeah. And the reason I'm doing it on behalf of the man them, right, and Unify is doing it on behalf of the women,
All
right. And the reason why is because man them, you don't realize how much guys out there is beating your sister. Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, so I'm just saying it like that, as it is what it is. You know what I mean? You got sisters out there, you don't even know if they're getting beaten by their man. You don't know if they're getting abused. It doesn't have to be a physical abuse. It can be a verbal abuse, yeah? But you don't know, brother. You don't know. So we're just basically putting it out there to everyone so that you can keep an eye on your family, make sure your sister ain't getting abused, make sure your mum ain't getting abused. And there are people that has been through it and had a bad experience, and they're sharing it with us. So it's about that, that's what we're talking about, All right, so Unify. We've got Brother
Today, the question is why women can't say no. So we're going to be listening to our brothers today and their journey.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Well, so what? We're not going to listen to what the women them's got to say.
First it's going to be you. The listeners are going to listen for a bit, and then they're going to come in.
Okay. Right, Jammers. Jammers is supposed to be here representing and telling you his story of him being basically abused by a woman. Yeah, and sometimes you guys don't realize that women do abuse men too. Yeah, right. It goes both ways. So what I'm gonna do is share an experience that I know about a woman that was abusing a guy because he would not sleep with her.
Right.
Right? He wouldn't deal with her, you know what I mean? He just, you know what I mean? And she literally abused him verbally, yeah? She threatened him. She called the system on him. She called the police on him. I'm going to give you the scenario. This guy was looking after this girl. It's a bit like the Jammers thing. You know what I mean? It's helping her out and everything. Bought her a car, fixed up her house, everything. You know what I mean? And she wanted to take it a bit further, but because I know the brother, I said to the brother, well, listen, you know what? You need to kind of like just, just just take it easy because you don't know much about her. You know what I mean? So basically, in a nutshell, she started to stay around his house. And they became close friends and whatever. And then when the time came now, he wanted to get on with his life. He met a woman that he wanted to deal with, and he wanted to get on with his life. She wasn't having it, but yet she wasn't his woman. Yeah? So what she did...
Well, he put it all together, though.
No, they're not. They don't have a relationship. They don't have a relationship. Yeah, they don't have a relationship. They just then it's a kind of a relationship, but it's not a relationship. If you understand what I'm saying,
Okay.
I don't want to expose the brother because he's actually listening. Yeah, and all right, that's Jammers. The brother because he's actually listening. Yeah? Jammers.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Oh, you sound really good. I fixed up the phone tremendously.
Oh, great.
Right, you need to turn your radio down.
Caroline, can you come on camera box, please?
Right, so Unify. Right, what we're doing, what it is that this girl got so abusive with the brother, the relationship what they had, and she wasn't getting her own way. Otherwise, she was spoiled rotten. All right, so that's the scenario. If you look at a girl that is spoiled rotten, mommy's girl, daddy's girl, get everything she wants, and now she meets a guy and wants her own way. This guy is saying no. So what has happened now? She now, because she can't get her own way with the guy, she basically called the police on him.
Right.
Yeah, and told the police everything that he was doing. Yeah, to mash up his business.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's like you, Jammers, you do a lot of work with women, and well, I say you do a lot of work with women, but you don't do a lot of work with women, but you're going to, yeah. And
I don't know if I'm going to do after this show.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. So no, you're going to after this show.
I feel so you're ending my career, mate.
No, well, it depends what the ladies got. The ladies are going to tell you what they're going to tell you. But what I'm saying is, women do abuse men. They do, yeah. Some women do abuse men, and it's not nice. It's not nice to be on the receiving end of a woman that abuses a man, especially when she's got that hype. Hey, look, me and you, all right. Look, I'm talking to Unity, but I'm not going to talk to Unity. Me and you going to talk, Jammers.
Okay.
Right, Jammers. Have you ever met a woman that just doesn't keep quiet? And when she does shout, her pitch is so high that it goes through your ears and makes you cringe.
Well, can I take it back a bit before we go there?
Go on.
The thing about the problem is, a lot of women are living in fantasy land. The reason why they're living in fantasy land is because they've been psychologically damaged by the Western romance system, which is basically, it originates from the Romans, and it originates from, they didn't have TV in them days, so what they did to entertain themselves was to tell stories of chivalry, like knights in shining armor, princess and kissing the frog, turning into, all of these romance stories, which they said as fantasy, and now our women, unfortunately, are trying to live out these concepts as reality.
Hold on, Jammers. We're in the year 2020 now. Right? That's the thing. No. You're talking about ancient days with.
No, I'm not talking about ancient days. I'm talking about. Now listen to what I'm talking about.
Go on.
They are trying to reenact these stories from ancient days now. instead of acting from African spirituality and working together. Hence why a lot of women have an idea of looking like Kim Kardashian, wanting a plastic chest, wanting straight hair, wanting the concept of the marriage system that is based on a Western concept.
Yeah.
So they are living in the past. They're living in a fantasy of what was created in ancient days from all of these stories, all of these fairy stories. They are living in that, and it's perpetuated by all the soap operas, all the talk shows are on a Western concept of fantasy, based on, you know, knights in shining armor, restaurants,
what did you go through?
Jammers, acting in a certain way, spending the money, wasting money, hold on, concepts. A man stands up for, as a real man, they can't deal with it. The reality.
Jammers.
Yes. Yeah.
You're not listening. The woman is asking you something. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, and we're in the world. We're in the year 2020. Yeah. We're in the year 2020. We're dealing with the man them like you guys that have got no respect for women and handle them how you want to handle them. But when it comes to you, you want to cry like a baby and talk about what they watch on television.
Can I backtrack there? Hello?
Yeah, Unity, what are you saying? What are you saying, girl?
No, so, hold on a second. Before you say anything, you put a word in the equation that doesn't apply to me. I don't disrespect women at all.
Okay.
So that's a general term that does not specifically apply to me. I never
said that. I never said you disrespect women. I'm just saying, right now you're using the media to blame why women are the way they are.
No, you're taking what I'm saying and putting your twist on it. I didn't say that.
All right, then. Well, let's hear what Unity has to say, and then we get back to that point there. Yeah.
Okay.
Unity.
No, I'm not actually. DS. I'm gonna actually let my guest speak, and I'm gonna actually bring the first question to Aisha, because Aisha was actually on this station 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was regarding her personal journey when the gentleman could not understand. She spent 20 years in a marriage, sacrificing everything, and what did she get at the end of the day? She didn't even get any response from a man. He didn't even stand up for her. So Aisha, you can answer DS Jammers there.
No, not yet. No, I just want you to just...
I can't hear you.
You can call in if you want, but you have to be your own show. But they won't know who you are. Right? Hold on, Unity. I've got a lady on the phone, but she wants to say something about it. But what we're gonna do, we've got 3 other ladies that's gonna say their thing. Then I've got a sister on the phone. Sorry. You can hear me now?
Aisha, unmute yourself, Aisha.
Right. Yeah. Right. We've got another lady on the phone, but what we're going to do, we're going to let her talk. She's going to listen to the show. We might let her come on next week because her story is a very interesting story.
Aisha, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Right,
Let's let her wait for a minute. Aisha's going to answer the question.
Listen, if you want to, yeah?
Go on, Aisha.
Yeah?
I can't get my camera on for some reason now.
Yeah?
All right, speak up then.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Your voices were already muffled, to be honest, so I'm not really with it. So I'm not quite sure what the question was.
Black said that, no, DS Jammer said all the women, they dress in a certain way like Kim Kardashian, and they want to be so plastic and all the rest of it. And, that's the kind of life they want to live in. So I want you to answer that.
Not all women dress like that. Not all women dress like that. I mean, how can you put that as in all?
Caroline, did I answer that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you, darling.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, what was the question? Because it's a bit fuzzy.
Right, Caroline, the question was, right, that women are classified by, DSM thinks that they all dress in a certain way. Like Kim Kardashian, typical, I don't know, social media figures like, you have to dress in a certain way, be in a certain way. So it's
No,
going to quite
no,
difficult.
I disagree with that. It's about the pedigree of a woman
Right, listen,
Yeah.
we're talking about
That-
the pedigree of a woman.
one has in front of them.
Yeah.
You understand? And secondly, I was listening to this the discussion prior where is it Bless who was speaking and the two gentlemen.
Yeah.
Women have only started getting their liberation. Remember, we weren't allowed to vote even. Right?
Yeah.
So all this new age has brought out where the independency of women coming up and doing certain things a certain way. But before it was shut down. Women weren't allowed to vote. They were housemaids, or just in the house. So in terms of how the women dress or whatever, it is also the caliber of woman, parenting, upbringing, as I can hear those kind of issues coming up. So this is really a big topic. It's also to do with how someone carries themselves, identity, knowing who you are, self-awareness.
What do you think, Aisha?
Absolutely agreed. I mean, like Bless said, we're in 2020 now, so things have definitely moved on, and I think the guys, the men, their thoughts need to move on accordingly. We're not back in the day, and there are still women around like that now who actually are quite happy to, behave in a certain way to make their man happy. But if the man is still not recognizing that, then what's the reason? There's no reason. There's no point, right?
Oh, Jammers.
What? So, Jammers.
Hi, brother.
Yeah, hello?
Are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, all right. Unity, your microphone sounds a bit muffly. Unity, your microphone sounds like this. Yeah, that's yeah. And when you talk louder, it sounds good.
Okay, so you heard Aisha and then what Caroline said.
Yeah. I heard them. That's between them and Jammers. Jammers, what's your opinion on what Aisha says?
Well, the first thing on women's rights, getting women's rights, that's another problem, because basically a lot of the black women are following these white women who are being suppressed by their man, and they're taking up the banner of feminism, which is another battle, which is not a battle of us as man and woman getting together. They're taking up the feminist banner. So that's one thing. This thing about the fight for equal, because the black man back in the day, I'm talking about back in the day, we used to work together as a unit. It's this Western society where what doesn't include their women in anything, and it keeps them out even in their religion, everything. So that's one thing on that side. And on the other side, this thing about we're in the 2020 now. What is 2020? 2020 is now a virtual reality relationship. It's not to do with us working together as a unit. It's us moving apart from each other. There's no coming together because we are now taking on board the concepts that's put in front of our face. Basically, most people now are materialistic. They're not moving towards us coming together a unit. 2020 is all about materialism. Is all about self. It's not about a family unit. Just look at the evidence clearly. It's a breakdown of the family. It's a breakdown. It's a breakdown of the community. It's a breakdown of our culture following 2020.
Jammers. Hi, brother. Jammers. Yo, brother. Hello there. Jammers, can you hear me?
Yes, hello?
Right. Can you hear me? What we're talking about is personal. You're talking about as a whole, as a people. We're not talking about as a people. We're talking about on a one-to-one where a woman gets physically abused by a man or verbally abused.
Exactly.
That's what we've been talking about. Now there's man them out there as well that's been verbally abused by women, and women has kicked them to the curb and left them to suffer. And that's a good man. This is
It'll
what
be
we're talking
interesting to
about.
hear his story.
The
So
problem
why
is
is
this,
you know why?
Sleep or not?
It would be nice to hear his story. So why is Jam not speaking up like the ladies did? The ladies are very open. They came on the platform, talk about the personal journey, and relate to the question why men can't say no. See, Jammers is not actually coming up with a real reason.
Yeah, so what's
For us to
your...
understand.
You hear that, Jammers? We need your personal testimony why women... have you ever been abused by a woman, Jammers? Jammers? Hello?
say that again.
Jammers.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
I said, have you been abused by a woman, verbally or physically? Has she knocked you out and kicked you out the house?
Not physically, but verbally, yes, of course.
Well, what did she do that stressed you out so much, and why did she do it?
Basically, it's how the communication is. You know, relationship is about communication, how you relate to each other.
Yeah.
And due to what happens is through previous relationships
Yeah.
of the person being in,
Yeah.
they've been traumatized by that relationship.
Yeah.
And what happens is coming into a different... Hello?
Yeah, go on, just carry on. Let's carry on. That's the other line.
Okay, yeah. So when I'm not just blaming the women, I'm saying it's the men and the women. So when you're traumatized by a previous relationship
Yeah.
and you come into a new relationship, sometimes you're carrying the old wounds that haven't been healed, come into the new relationship, and then there's expectations of this other person that's going to be able to give you what you need.
Yeah, but if the man ain't giving you what you...
But when that argument takes place, or a disagreement takes place, sometimes it sparks off the trauma of what transpired previously, and the level of conversation is no longer a communication. It becomes like a verbal shouting match, and it becomes an emotional contest.
All right.
And it becomes
But the girl can turn on and say,
battleground.
"You're not giving me no time. You're not.
Hey,
you're
Uni,
giving me no
Uni,
time.
your
You're not doing it,
microphone.
you're not doing
Uni,
it."
Uni,
Does
your
that
mic.
make her a horrible person?
Uni, your mic.
I want to know what made you say that. You know what? Girls they abuse men. I mean, to be honest with you, if you're gonna go on a physical level, I really can't see a guy getting that beaten up as much as a girl.
No,
So,
what
let's
is
just start from there.
what he's saying is this, Uni. He's saying that some of the man them that is actually causing the abuse is triggered off from a trauma from before. Remember last week we was talking about the abuse can become abuser. So some ladies need to realize sometimes the man them that you're with has seen their parents doing the same thing. Yeah, so like we're talking about last week when children watching their parents having a fight and the man's beating the woman, and the child grows up doing the same thing to his girl. Right? That's
Yeah, but what do you expect them to do? What do you expect them to do?
yeah, but that's what you're saying. So,
Sorry, can I say something?
Yes.
go on.
So just to clarify everything, so this woman who you're talking about, who you're saying has become the abuser, were you in a relationship with her? Was she your partner, like 100%?
Jammers, was she your partner?
Yes, but basically, listen to this now. So
Yeah.
women who have been like maybe raped in a previous relationship and haven't had proper counselling, yes, come
Yeah.
into a new relationship with all of this hurt and all of this traversity in their life, and because they're so damaged by it, they can't really express it to the new partner. So, and they're trying to please the new partner in a certain way because they want to have a proper relationship, but because the trauma hasn't been dealt with, and even the new partner is a level beyond their concept of the hurt and the pain. So what happens is there's a breakdown in the relationship due to this dynamic.
Whoa,
So,
you're going deep.
Well,
Okay. I'm gonna actually let Natasha answer that.
Natasha, welcome, Natasha. How are you?
You have to go on mute, Natasha. Go on mute. I can't hear you, darling.
Hi, Natasha. Hi. I can't even see you. My mic-
What, can you not hear me now? Can you not hear me?
Hold on, limbs. Hold on. Natasha, how are you?
You missed that. Say it again, Natasha.
Natasha,
How you stay?
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You look fine. You look happy. I hope you are happy. Right. So can you tell us your
What do you
story?
think, Natasha? Do you think what Dan said? Because usually abusive relationships are because people carry from the past relationship, they carry some negativity, and unfortunately that actually takes a huge effect on the relationship.
I don't totally agree with that. I was in a relationship, got out of that, got into another relationship. He was the abuser, but I never said no to anything. I was, trying to keep the marriage going, trying to keep the peace in the house. He was the one that actually the perpetrator, but he tried to make himself look like he was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one that was being abused, but it wasn't. It was a lot of mental abuse, physical abuse. In that second relationship, but I'd already come out of one previously, which was abusive as well. So I didn't in any way do anything abusive or physically to him.
Okay. So you wasn't the one that was giving him the beatings. So the question is now, so can you... No, she wasn't giving him the beatings.
She was not.
No. So
No,
what...
I was not. No.
No, but you're going to need to start building some muscles up, like Unity. Unity's got some muscles, you know what I mean? So you need to start eating what she's eating and do what she does. But tell us, can you talk a little bit about it so jammers can understand what some men do without realizing how it affects the woman?
Yeah. He used to keep changing the goalposts. So, for example, he would say to me, I'll give you £20 to go shopping. So I'm like, fine. And then when we go shopping, he wouldn't have the money. And I'd say to him, I thought you were going to give me the money. No, I didn't say that. You imagined it. So he used to always play mind games where he would say things, but then later on make me feel like I'd heard it wrong.
Okay.
I knew 100% that is what he had said.
Okay, so he's playing games with you.
Yeah.
That's not a game. That's called narcissistic.
Yeah, but that's not really nothing. He's just a liar.
That's right. Caroline said that's called narcissistic behavior.
That's his fault, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but he doesn't see there's anything wrong with him. He thinks he's 100% perfect. I'm the one that's in the wrong all the time.
Okay, so...
All right, I'm a psychologist, right?
Who's a psychologist?
So,
hold on, who's a
all the
psychologist?
trauma, the discussion that's been going on, I think what Gemma was saying in regards to traumas happening in any form unhealthy relationship, it stems from somewhere, right? It stems from either childhood traumas or relationship traumas and healthy perception of reality.
Yeah.
So what happens
But you can't. But at the end of the day, you can't bring that into another relationship, though, can you?
Is it Aisha who's speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way your partner has been nurtured, maybe he was overly spoiled by his parents, right? And he stuck, because narcissistic people, they seek attention. They have this unhealthy reasoning of reality, understand? And they seek control, right? And so in any event, in any relationship that they're in, they will always want to create a perception of their right. You never get the wrong from them. And they will seek control persistently, right?
Okay.
But manipulation.
Aisha.
What do you think? Do you agree with Caroline?
Yes, I agree with Caroline.
Who's that?
That's Pulvi Vasani.
Who's speaking?
That's
It's
Pulvi Vasani, Bless.
Hold on a minute. You got Nick, Natasha, Aisha, and who?
Pulvi and Caroline.
All right, let's do it properly. Natasha, how are you? Let's start one to one. Natasha, how are you? What do you do? Tell us about yourself, and then each caller, each one of the ladies will tell us about themselves, because you're talking on this thing and we don't know nothing about you. You could be the one in the wrong.
You be quiet, maybe we'll talk then, innit?
Oh, yes, mum. Yes, mum. Yes, mum. Okay.
Let's have Natasha introducing herself then.
Right, yeah, my name's Natasha. I've got 6 kids. I'm working full-time, no maintenance from the dads whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I'm happy as ever.
Also, she's an NHS
Yeah, happy
responder.
as ever.
She has BH in health and science, and she works with animals.
She works with animals.
She loves animals.
And you're single now.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of
That's
cats
a
in the
fire
building,
alarm
isn't
to
it?
go down.
All right, the other
That's a lot of
lady,
cats in the building.
Aisha, what do you do?
Hi, my name's Aisha. I was on your show previously, so I've got a brand called Esk Perfume. I've got my own business.
Oh,
I also work with special needs
yeah,
children, 1-to-1.
yeah.
I'm also divorced, single, and I have 3 children. And my ex is very similar. There's no involvement whatsoever apart from negative.
Is there anybody else there on the line? Is that it? Just
Yeah.
Who-
Hi,
who's that?
hi, this is Purvi Vasani.
Yeah,
I'm a single mom
yeah,
of 1 child,
yeah.
and I've gone through a messy divorce,
Yeah.
and I have a bad mouth ex-husband.
Right. Would you like to share your story? Both. I want you and Natasha to share your story. Deal with Jammers, and Jammers will give his opinion and let you know what you did wrong.
Hold on a minute. Caroline, can you introduce yourself, please?
Somebody else as well.
Yes.
And
Oh, James today.
We are a team of girls. Bless.
I'm on my own. I need some help.
What do you mean you need some help? I'm here now. I'm here.
You know you can't help me, Limbs. You're like that,
I'm here now. I'm here. I'll give you guys some good advice.
You.
That will ultimately in every relationship that you need or want, and ask me any questions.
How's your uncle and your cat and your dog? How's the family? How's the uncle? How's your niece? How's your nephew? How's the cat? How's the dog? How's everybody?
Wait, who are you talking to?
Caroline, bless.
Oh, sorry, let's get the thing rolling. It's a long story. So it's with me and it's only me and Unity knows what's going on. Right. Continue now. Caroline or Natasha, whoever wants to speak.
This go for long though, cause I can't keep. I won't be staying long.
All right, then
But
go
my
on.
name's Caroline.
Go on then.
I'm an entrepreneur, business consultant, psychologist, and an author.
Right. Jammers.
Jammers is not. Jammers is sleeping right now.
No,
He's
man,
sleeping.
Jammers is there. Jammers don't sleep, man.
That's why let's take on.
He don't sleep.
Hello?
Yeah, Jammers. Right, the ladies are there. This show is basically about you and what you've been through. So can you just take the platform and talk to the ladies and let them understand how you've been abused by women?
Is this what I've been abused by women?
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I can't really go specific into certain details because I've still got these women around me and I don't want to cause them further trauma. So I can only speak in a certain way.
You're frightened. You're scared.
Nothing to do with frightened. I respect the women that I'm around who've been traumatized, so I cannot personalize the situation with them.
Oh,
so I could.
Go on, so you don't want them to traumatize you a little bit more.
No, it's not even about that. It's about it's about respect along the way. That I'm not going to just blast people when I know that they've got trauma, even though with their trauma they've traumatized me.
Yeah, but you don't have to talk about that particular one. You could talk about something that you're not with at the moment or some past experience that you can relate to, so that we can understand that the women can understand that they also cause the problem too sometimes.
Well, as I said, I can talk let me just talk what I'm going to say, and then you can see what you can get from what I'm saying.
Go on then.
So, first thing that the problem we have is we practice logical fallacy.
Yeah.
A logical fallacy is when something is specific, as you say, but you generalize it.
Yeah.
That all men or all women, really everybody is right in what they're saying.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep it specific. The problem is we start to generalize a behavior that's happened to us. We start to, because we've been given this way of thinking, we start to generalize it in that it's all. And when you start thinking like that, your belief is it creates a belief that is which is cloudy. That's one thing. The second thing is, who's going to correct the problem? Because with the correction that we're looking from is based on a Western concept of what is ideal in a relationship. We are basing our solutions on somebody else's concept of what love is, what relationship is, what is an ideal way of communicating. We're basing it on psychologists based on maybe Freud, Jung, none of this, or EastEnders, or what you read in a magazine. We haven't have a platform like this where we can actually put forward what's happening to us and put across what we need to do to solve the problem for ourselves. All these counselors, all these sociologists, it's all on a Western ideal. It's not us coming together, as you say, in 2020. We need to have an ideal scenario where we can say, this is what we need to do, and this is how we can have our relationship. I'll just do one more thing, and then I'll stop. The women, as I said, it's supposed to be 2020. The women have an ideal, as I said, of romance from the past, of an ideal scenario based on fantasy. The men are living the lifestyle of a mafia, which has been programmed through them from the 70s, through all these bad man. I want to be a bad man. So their concept of being a man is based on trauma, is based on being a bad man, is based on manipulating, is based on a way of not building a family, based on, again, the ideal scenario that was put forward in the Western world is you got to be this tough guy. Every film is about a bad man. Every film you don't have the happy family guy. And it started the programming with the television from the 70s. Look at the reggae stars calling themselves Lone Ranger, Bounty Killer. Then it's passed on to the youth. That's why the youth now are traumatized in that behavior. So we are actually living a role where we're fighting against each other.
As a 30-year-old, I can speak on that.
All on limbs. Go on, ladies.
Jammers. Right, I think most of the ladies are probably thinking on the same wavelength as me. They're probably thinking, where does the question come, why women can't say no? Like, most of the women actually justified that question last week. I still can't get to the point how Jammers relate that with the relationship.
So that again, I didn't quite hear what you just said.
What she's saying is, basically, we've been talking about men that are being abusive in their relationships. Yeah, all on limbs. We were talking about men that's been abusive in their relationships.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
And limbs, wait, man. So Jammers, we need you to give your opinion about abuses in a relationship. We know that it stems from, some of it is like what you're saying is true.
Yeah. Let me come in there now. I can see where you. Basically, most of the men living nowadays have a highly developed sexual nature based on sexuality. It's based on satisfying the passion that's been created from all of the sexualization of the woman, from what they're seeing from childbirth upwards. All they're seeing is a sexualized
domination?
No. Like you buy a newspaper, you're seeing a woman in a sexual position. All you're taught about, look at nowadays, it is sex, sexual behavior, reproduction. It's not talked about how compassion, building a family, trust. None of these principles are taught to the black man in this system that we're in.
Yeah, but
all it is about ego and to prove you're a man is how many women you got and how tough you are. It's not in relation to feelings. The black male now is been programmed to have a sexual behavior that is out of control.
What I'm trying to actually do, what do you think? How have you got to answer the question? Because I asked you the question. You've been answering the question, aren't you, Natasha?
Hello, excuse me.
Yeah.
Can I interject? Can we all give each other time in order to get a fruitful conversation out of this? And I think there's a diversion, because the topic I came to discuss is why women say no.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
So is it possible for us to have a fruitful conversation by giving each other time?
Yes. Who's next?
Aisha.
Aisha.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. That's the reason why we're here. Like, I discussed my topic. I was open. I was honest. I've never discussed it openly with anyone, and I did it for the show. So people can understand, and we can have a conversation. And I'm not getting that from this
Exactly.
conversation. Exactly
You're
what the
not,
other
you're not
lady
being
said.
as brave. Yes.
Yeah, you've got to be brave to be.
Yeah. Natasha, what are you saying to that then?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And Caroline?
To be honest, I'm sort of like confused in regards
Yeah.
to where the topic's going. It's like there's been a diversion. Sorry to say, I'm just very
No, I agree with you.
like, I have to know. Like,
Yeah,
I go
no,
by the topic. I've done many radio shows, many TV shows. So you please excuse me, but from what I understand is why women say no. And I should pose a question to the room. What do you mean by why women say no?
Yep.
Why should women say no?
Say, well,
After
women
that,
say
for
no
example-
to what, basically?
So basically,
Is what
it's
she's
like,
asking.
for example, we're saying life, but for the past few weeks, we've been saying why men don't say no. Otherwise, men are doing things outside the relationship and then got no respect for the woman. Right?
What, like an entanglement,
So-
yeah? We're talking about entanglements now.
No, you're still there. No, it's just that it's the
Entanglement,
abuse.
yeah?
You see, we're talking about abuse in a relationship. We're talking about disrespecting the women, right? That's what we was talking about before. But there's men that also go through it. This is the reverse. Why women can't say no.
Listen,
There's women
a lot
out
of
there
men
that
go
actually.
through this situation. There's a lot of men that go through a situation where they receive abuse.
No, Bless, we need to talk what you've been through personally to make the statement that why women can't say no.
Then I just, as the beginning of the show, I was telling you that I was mentally abused, and some of my friends as well was mentally abused by women who don't get their own way.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
after you have to go by
So
what they say, or
when
what
you
they
when
wanna
you're
do
in
and
that
what they want to
situation,
happen,
sometimes women stay. Not all women are like this, but you
right?
do
but a
have
lot
the
of women,
individual
yeah,
that
if they
this
don't get their way, then you're
this guy talks over
basically, like,
people, man.
You're losing.
Right. This right. now we can start. Now sometimes, like for example, in a relationship, some women they just don't know when to stop. For example, like I said earlier on,
Have you been through something?
huh?
Have you been through something?
I personally have. I have been through relationships where I literally had to run out the house. I
Okay,
literally
what
had to
did you
run,
do?
run out the house.
Run?
I had to run out the house, not because I was scared, it's because I didn't want to do
What?
her no harm. You understand? It got that bad that I would have done something. So I just said, you know what? Before I end up kick off some fierce, I just come out the house. You understand what I'm saying? And I run away from what I had, and I run away from being the bad man. I could have dealt with it, but I realized that this woman was definitely abusive. I never done nothing wrong. I was being kind. I've been good. I've been doing everything that a man's supposed to do. And sometimes some women take your kindness for weakness and think they can dominate you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened in this scenario.
Okay, Bless, I agree with that. So, is it possible for me to sort of answer, but what I think the panel means by why some women say no?
Go
For
on.
example, I just give an example of a case that I dealt with before, a woman that I counseled before.
Yeah.
She couldn't say no to domestic abuse because that's what she learned from her father.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And so her point of reference of love was that you beat me up, afterwards you make love to me, that means you love me. If you don't beat me up, you're not angry with me, you ain't got passion for me, that's it. That's my point of reference for loving me.
Yeah,
Okay?
but I
So
know
that's
people
why
like that.
some men couldn't say no in terms of domestic violence, some and not all. There's
Some.
different scenarios of why some women can say no. For example, if I've got children with you and I want to leave you, I can't say no to leaving because what? I'm sort of entrapped with you because I've got children with you, and I might not have any other career left because you're looking after me financially. That's why some men can't say no
So you're
in that
trapped.
regard.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's another form why they can't say no because of manipulation and narcissistic characters.
Yeah.
All right.
So from what I understand, that is the topic, isn't it?
Yes, that is it, but it's a.
Now, what the topic is, Caroline, is that is exactly the topic what you're saying, because we're trying to figure out what these men went through, whether women narcissistic, whether women just crazy, or what happened in their personal relationship that leads them to say that women can't say no. Were they out cheating on them? what were they doing that these men are saying women are doing the same thing as men? Because the ladies all came on, talk about their personal lives, and they made it clear why men can't say no in their personal life, and they made it quite, they justified it. So I think Jam's is saying an overall picture, but we're trying to find out what Jam's been through for us to understand why he believes that women can't say no.
Well, what
So
is
basically, from what I understand, this is about a brave man that's on here right now saying why he thinks women can't say no. Was that what it is?
no? He's actually saying that the woman is abusing him, or was abusing him, right? And there's two sides of the story, like what was saying last week. And some women do abuse men, and it doesn't have to be a physical abuse. It can be verbal. You know what I mean? Some women are nagging, yeah, and some women ain't. Not all of them, yeah. But I'm just trying to show you there's lots of scenarios that we're not looking at. So you know what I mean? That causes the thing.
Yeah. Abuse comes in different forms.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. So and as Jammer said, some of these things can stem from childhood, from what the man has seen and what he's been learning and what he's been taught by his parents or whatever. And he's just done the same thing that he's been taught, which is a learnt behavior. Yeah. Which in some cases it's wrong. Right, but I would like to hear from.
So that is on a man's perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, but can I hear from?
So now,
can I hear from Purvey?
Yes.
Hi, you're sitting there. How can we hear from you? Let us hear your opinion and why you're in this conversation and how you're going to contribute.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, go on. Tell us about. Go on.
I can share you my own personal story. If you want.
Yeah, go on. Just tell us why you're taking part in this conversation and what do you hope to get from it.
Because why can't women say no? Because there are a lot of factors to be considered before making that statement that why they cannot say no. It is very, very easy to tell. Yeah, it is easy to go and leave a man or leave a family and restart yourself. No, that's not possible because women cannot say no because there is lot of. First thing you need to understand that we live in a man's society. Yeah. So whatever man says becomes the last word in the society. He's always correct. But lately now the voice of woman has been heard, has been understood, has given more place to be expressed. Yeah. Okay? But then we are running with that old thinking, orthodox perspective, that whatever man says is right. Okay? And then what happens is woman has been brought up. My generation woman, woman before me, has been all brought up with a perception that you are here to look after your man, cook, clean, and make the end meet for them. Yeah. Okay? You cannot stand against him. You cannot express your opinion against him. If you do so, you're a bad mouth, you're a bad woman, you are being kicked out socially. Oh. Okay. So that is the other aspect. So when women start saying no, society does not accept them. Even sometimes it happens where the country I come from, in the remote villages, I'll not say even with orthodox thinking parents, they don't even accept the girl once they are married to a man. They will not accept the girl back in their home to look after her. They will leave the girl, leave the woman in rotten on the street, but they will not accept because our duty was to get you married. You've been married. Now what happens with you is your business. Okay. Okay. Right. So that is the other aspects on that. Then comes that social pressure. Women are not independently. Generation of me coming from where women were not focused to be more independent. They were more focused on home orientation. So how I am going to support myself if I move out of this relationship? Oh. What would because if I move out of this relationship, I'm not being socially accepted, and I would be characterized as a loose woman because I've left a man. Secondly, I'm not independent. I'm not financially so strong. How would I support myself?
Okay, Purvi. Right, okay, thanks. Let me just finish up with Aisha, because Aisha is going to be leaving soon.
Okay. Go on, then.
Right, Aisha. What would you like to say, Aisha? Because I know you've got to go for your next team meeting.
Well, no, I mean, exactly what Purvi said. I don't know, Purvi, if you had a chance, but it was a similar relationship that I was in for 20 years. And the reason why I couldn't say no was because I was married at a very young age. I was married to a person in a totally different country. So I was in an unknown place, you know, with an unknown family. And I was told, this is your family, this is where you have to live. You know, it was an arranged marriage. I stayed with him for 21 years. And I didn't say no to him at any one point for anything that I went through. But the last straw was after 21 years. So it didn't actually take me that long to say no.
Wow. Long
Yeah,
time.
he
21 years is not
He
21
didn't-
days. So
And he didn't stick up for you, Aisha, did he? That's why as well.
no, never.
He never
I
said
mean,
no.
I'm not going to go into my story, but
Yeah.
it wasn't easy. But
Yeah.
it took me 21 years to say no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's why
Natasha.
why men can't say no, because he never stuck up for
We
her
can
as well.
say
See,
no.
Aisha?
We're going to say
No,
no.
he never did. I mean, sticking up was one thing. There were 101 things. So,
Yeah, I know, Aisha, I know.
so unfortunately, women don't say no that easily. I mean, okay, that not every woman is the same out there, but there are women like me, like Ruby, like everyone else, who actually don't say no just like that.
Hello, Aisha.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? So
Absolutely.
what's your confidence like now?
Well, I've been out of the relationship about a year and a half, as in like paperwork wise, and my confidence is slowly building. I'm getting back out there. I used to do events prior to COVID, so that was the whole reason of me to get out, meet people, and that really helped. And that's where I met Aska. Aska's seen the change in my confidence, you know. So
Okay.
I think definitely, you know, I'm gaining that confidence.
Yeah.
But
I tell you what, Aisha, you need to write a book. I'm an offer. Come to me, inbox me. I
Yeah,
will help you.
definitely, Caroline.
sounds
Okay.
good.
Right. Can I ask a question to Natasha?
Was that the best decision
Natasha.
you made at the
Natasha.
time, then? Do you feel like
Yeah.
Can we
Aisha,
can
you
we have
leave
your
now?
story, please?
Yes, please. I've got to
Thank you
go.
for coming on,
Thank you
Aisha.
so much for having me again. Thank
Thank
you so
you,
much.
darling.
Good luck, everyone.
Hey, Aisha,
Thank you.
thank you for your thing, yeah, and we're gonna need your advice because you do. Which one of you do the counselling and the lawyer thing?
that's Caroline?
Which one of you is the counsellor?
Me.
Who's me? Me who?
Caroline.
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 All right, but
Aisha,
all right, then we will talk to you after, Caroline, because we're gonna need you to talk to the ladies because we don't talk to them. We don't. That's not our job. Well, our job is on here, but after here, we need to build up a structure so that the ladies got some support. And the person that was just talking a minute ago, which was what's her name?
Aisha.
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 Aisha, you're a strong woman. You sound really, really like strong and confident,
Can I ask
and the lady's gonna need you.
Can I ask
Yeah.
a
Thank
question?
you.
And the solicitor woman or that does with the law and all that, we're gonna need you as well. So if we all stick together as we are and build something between us, then united we stand.
Guys, before Aisha goes, I want everyone to know that she makes perfumes. Go and support her business and buy her products, please.
Yeah.
They're absolutely outstanding.
All right, now Aisha, I'd like to have some perfume, please.
Yes, please do come along and visit. It's all oud, it's all vegan, it's alcohol free,
And it's on the website.
and it's unisex.
All right,
Which is a
then,
great thing.
right, I'll have some as well. Right, but I won't talk after that.
Put it on the website, darling.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about that.
Hello?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Aisha. Nice talking
Bye.
to you, and we're going to need your services once we get ourselves
Absolutely.
organised. Yeah.
You too. Bye.
Thank you for being part of the
Bye,
team.
ladies.
To ask Aisha a question, you know.
You just ask her; she can hear you, bro.
Aisha, can
Sorry,
you hear
yeah,
me?
go ahead, Limbs.
Go on, Libs.
Aisha, just a quick question. You see, when you like finished everything, like the relationship, and you went through your overall situation, how did that make you feel in terms of moving forward? Like, did you feel like that was your uplifting and like empowerment, or do you feel like it was a setback being within the relationship?
I felt like I made a really big mistake. I felt like I wasted 2 decades of my life. I felt like that I should have done it a lot, earlier. Why did I wait so long? And it's that whole scare thing. And there's women out there still who I want to be able to hear me to say, don't wait. Don't wait years and years and years. It's the best thing ever. Once you get out of it, it's the best thing. I will. Being very honest.
Go on.
Even today, I relive moments. It's not something that leaves you. I still dream about it. Real life events that I went through in my life, it all comes back. So it's not easy. But
so
it's
you
the best
feel like
thing.
you moving forward in a relationship? So do you feel like you moving forward in a relationship is gonna that will be an impact, and at the same time, it's gonna impact your next part of your life, kind of thing?
I don't get that.
No,
Basically,
because
Yeah, I hear you, Limbs. I hear you. Go on.
Yeah, there was never really a problem in me. I'm quite a loving, giving character. I'm waiting for the right person to walk into my life who I can love and I can be loved back. So I don't think that's the case. I wasn't abusive. I wasn't, in any way. Yes, I've been tarnished and I've been, mentally, emotionally harmed by that man. But I'm ready to drop that. I'm ready to move on and live my life and be happy, just like any woman is deserved to be.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, but would you take that into your next relationship, though?
Yeah.
But when it comes to your next relationship, you're gonna take that into your next relationship.
Take what?
Kind of
Why would I take
the
that
impact
into
of
my
the
next
last
relationship?
bit.
I think
That's
the
what
most
I mean
important
about
thing
the
is
impact.
for me to discuss. If I was to ever meet the right man, is for me to discuss my past. We all have past. Who doesn't?
Okay.
Yeah.
There's not a single person in this world who doesn't have a past, whether it be in their relationship or in their childhood. We all have issues. So the best thing is to be open, and my biggest thing is communication. And if the communication door is open, I don't think there's anything in this world that can stop you.
Thank you,
Being happy.
Aisha, how about your kids? Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do. So I have 3 kids. My eldest is 21, my daughter is 18, and my youngest is 13. My baby, he's 13. And all I hear from
good
them.
for your age.
Thank you.
You look like a youth, brethren. You look like one of the youths, then, brethren.
When are you gonna meet the right person, man? We want to see you happy, mum. When are you gonna be with someone? Because they've never seen me with someone. Even with their father, I was never really with him.
Yeah.
So you
Wow.
see, because you went through older,
Wow, that's deep.
You went through the marriage where it was what do you call it? The arranged marriage, yeah? Because that's what it was prior.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel do you feel like you'll go through that, or is it now your head step firm? You want to I want to do it properly. I want someone that I know that, you know what I mean, I grew up with.
Yeah. Yeah,
you get what I mean?
I mean, a lot of my friends say to me, why do you want to meet a man? Forget it. They're just trouble. They're this. No, actually, I do. I want to be loved and I want to love.
Okay.
Each woman is entitled to their own choice.
Yes, all men are not bad. Yeah, and all men are not bad.
Exactly. And I don't agree that all men are bad, just like all
Absolutely.
women are not bad. And
Yeah.
whoever is
Hey,
right
listen, I'm
person,
good, you know.
When it's going to be, I'm not forcing it, when the time is right.
Yeah.
All right.
And it takes a process, of course. You don't just heal straight away.
Exactly.
It takes a process, and the thing is, what people need to understand: nothing in life is guaranteed,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's subjected to human error, and of course, everybody's subjected to loving
Say something.
in the way they understand loving is. So of course, you will grow. You will continue to handle your relationships in the way that you understand, as long as you get the right support and counseling.
Yeah.
As I said, I'll be here.
I
Inbox
will
me.
definitely get in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Good thing, Natasha. Thank you, Aisha.
Thank you. Take
What do
care.
you
Thanks
think,
so much.
Natasha?
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, I agree as well.
Wow.
I feel a lot older.
Bye.
Bye. I'm stronger since I've left my one as well.
So who's speaking now, Natasha?
Natasha.
I'll go through Natasha. Go on, I'd like to hear your story and what happened to you.
My first marriage was arranged. I I had 4 kids with him. Then I had 29, 26, 21, and 17. He had mental health issues, so he was basically had bipolar.
Did you know that? Did you know that when you met him, though? Did you know that before you married him?
No, I didn't. It was arranged.
Oh, and they knew.
Wait, let me get this. So the husband has bipolar.
Yeah. Now make her tell her story. Carry on. Come finish your story, madam.
So he never worked. I used to work. I was juggling, looking after him, looking after the children, and holding a full-time job as well.
Yeah.
We was in and out of hospital, but I tried my hardest to keep the marriage going, just for like, for the sake of your parents have got you married, respect your husband, etc. The rest of it, I literally did everything. Got to a stage where he once tried to burn the house down. He had one of his bipolar episodes, and I thought that was it. I walked out of the marriage with 4 children. Years later, I found another guy. This was a love marriage. I got married to him. Had twins with him who are now 13. That was another ball game. With him, it was a different form of abuse. It was verbal, mental, physical. Even that marriage, I tried to last 15 years until I myself got to the point I thought, no, I'm not doing it no more. It's not fair on me. I walked out, now left as a single parent with 6 children. 4 of them have got medical problems. I've just got on with it. I had down days. I had days where I thought I don't deserve it, and it was like made me feel really bad. I managed to pull myself through. I've got a full-time job now. The kids are all fine. I've got 2 grandsons. And yeah, it has been a struggle. It hasn't been easy, but I just persevered with it, got on with it. And the sad story is, the twins' dad's actually back, and he's trying very hard to get his foot in through the door, but it's not going to happen because I think he left me at a very bad age. At an age where the twins were only 7 years old. Now things haven't worked out for him, according to the marriages that he's got married twice. That haven't worked out. He wants to come back, but I think I'm stronger as ever. Strongest I've ever been. I'm in a really good position, and I don't think he deserves a second chance.
Can I ask you something? Is the children? You said they got medical issues or illness or something. Is that natural birth, or is it because of the what was going on in your relationship?
No, it's birth. I've got one that's got type 1 diabetes. I've got one that's got a feeding tube.
Yeah.
I've got one that's just been diagnosed with autism, and the other one's been diagnosed with ADHD. So, yeah, 4 of them that are full time. Sort of got to look around full time, but you do what you do. I'm working in a pharmacy as well, so
okay.
I've got full time.
And that was from the same father who you was with, the same guy.
No, I've got 4 from the first one, and I've got twins from the second one, a boy and a girl.
Okay, just trying to get a good picture of the thing. So the one with the twins now, you've left that guy as well?
Yes, I have.
Why?
Yeah.
Same thing?
She was visiting as well.
Is that the same reason why you left him?
It was very possessive. I wasn't allowed to go out anywhere. I wasn't allowed to have friends in the house. Every time I'd go out shopping, he'd accuse me of doing things. I've gone to the supermarket. I've asked him to come along with me. He didn't want to come. I mean, Asker's experienced a lot of it with me. He's seen quite a lot of it. I wasn't allowed to go nowhere. I didn't have any friends. He chose what I wore. And every time he kicked off with me, he would sort of just walk out of the house, come back in the evening, no explanation. I'd still put the food on the table for him. I'd still wash, cook, clean, do everything I was supposed to do for him. But, I think I had respect for him 100%, but he never had any respect for me. Until now, things haven't worked out according to the way he wants to come back, because he now knows I'm stronger than ever. I'm standing on my own 2 feet. I'm looking after the children. He probably thinks it's the best time for him to come back in through the door, but it's not going to happen.
Okay.
So
There's too much damage.
You feel
Okay.
well better now
Right.
than you was before.
Can I talk to Think Tank? Think Tank. Hi.
Caroline.
Think Tank.
Caroline.
Yeah, hi.
Right. You've been sitting there a long
Can you hear
time.
me?
Yeah, you've been sitting there a long time, and what brings you to the table, and what's your input? Have you been through this? Can you understand what the other ladies have been through, and how can you relate to what's going on?
No, I come on the table as a professional. You've had me on your show before, Bless Radio, Bless.
Yeah.
Remember? So, yeah, I understand the aspect of talking to some women, counseling some women, and doing some legal work in terms of like litigation in court and all that. And so all these type of issues do come to the table, family court, marriage court, and things like that.
Big up yourself, sister. Big up yourself. You know?
Yeah, go on, carry on. So, are you a counsellor then?
As I said to you, I'm a lot of things. I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay, so
I've got my own business called Think Tank 720, and it deals with basically different organizations underneath one think tank and different professions underneath one think tank. My profession, I'm a psychologist, and I'm also now a Mackenzie friend at law. I've been a Mackenzie friend at law who represent people in court for about 5 years now, right? And I also have written my own book about challenges of identity, a psychological perspective. I've also got my own business in Turkey, recruitment agency, events management. I believe that man has more than one passion. So you definitely have to always be branding yourself, creating yourself, developing yourself, and so forth. So I dabble and dip in different kind of things that brings me different income streams.
Okay. Reason why I'm going to ask you something. Have you been across a situation where the men has been abused by women?
Yes, absolutely.
Can you give us a scenario?
This is where the myth is, because the reason why men, ethnic minority that are men, they're from the BAME community, they don't report abuse because they see it as culturally not right. Right? I think that's the story that the women have told today on the women's side. But there is a lot of men, black men and Asian men that don't report abuse, and also they don't report mental health issues like dyslexic, learning disabilities, bipolar, ADHD, and all so forth. So there is a misconception out there.
What do you think when James telling this story about his life? And he was actually saying, women are like this, and I've been abused and this and that. So where do you think he's coming from then? How would you analyse that?
Who's that?
Unity, your microphone sounds crap. Unify, your microphone, you need to come nearer to your microphone sounds like it's covered up with something.
Caroline, did you hear that, darling?
No.
Because it's true.
Right, Caroline, when Jamus was talking about his journey, and he's talking about women do this and women do that, and he's been abused, and he's been basically thrown out. So he cannot understand why women can't say no. So how are you analysing him then?
Well, basically, first of all, I can't analyze him within like 30 minutes of a show. But I understand that he's got a backstory to that, and also he might have a bit of learned behaviour that have contributed to that as well. So unless I sit with him and like delve in deeper and then unpack, because obviously this might have gone on for years or a couple of years. For example, Aisha. She's been in it for 20 years. And in forensic psychology, they tell us that's why it takes 10, 20 years to find out who murdered who. Because you gotta now unpack the layers, right? To come to the issue that human being is facing, or the cause and effect of what is happening according to the individual factors that are going on. So to answer you in a nutshell, I believe there's a backstory to his story, and I also believe there's some learned behaviors, and also believe there's behavior avoidance behaviors that he's dealing with.
What do you mean by avoidance?
Pardon?
What do you mean by avoidance behavior? What's that mean?
Because a lot of people, when they deal with issues in their life, they avoid addressing it so that they can come out of understanding it in a healthy way, right? Acceptance, especially in certain black men that have gone through abuse, emotional abuse, maybe physical abuse, ADHD, mental health. They won't, they'll avoid it because my culture, my community, gonna see it as a stigma. I'm not gonna deal with that feeling. I ain't gonna address the issue. I'm not gonna make myself better. What I think is what I think. I'll deal with it my own way. Man don't need that support.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to Uni. You got anything to say on the issue?
In the relationship, I want it to be the man in the trousers, wearing the trousers.
Can you hear what Lims is saying? He's talking about he wants the man to wear the trousers. Listen.
You hear that, Caroline? I think that's the reason why certain things.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
I think there's a misunderstanding. Did you understand what I just said?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Men can get over it, and how do you think, like, you know, like how we can move forward from this? Because it's a big thing, and a lot of men do find it hard. Me personally, if I was to like have my girl beating me up, telling me do this, do that, and then I'm doing it, I ain't gonna go outside and tell the whole world. I don't want to go to the police. I don't want to go to these people. I don't want to go to no one, tell them that my girl's treating me like that. So how do you feel like, obviously, a lot of men can get over it?
Point, you are missing the whole point here, right?
Go on.
You are reiterating the problem. I was talking about how the problem may be caused in regards to not accepting the problem. I'm talking about how someone, a few black, BAME, ethnic minorities in the male perspective, might not want to deal with the problem. We know what the problems are. So now we're dealing with why they might not want to say yes to accepting what is it that they're going through. Because of, you know, and then again, you know, you are the man of the household. You're supposed to be in your community. It's a stigma for black man to be beaten up, or Asian man, right? Yeah. It's a stigma for a black man to have ADHD, hyperactive attention disorder. Man, them will take the piss out of you. It's a stigma for them to have dyslexic behaviors, for them to have bipolar. You understand?
Okay. Well,
in Africa, where I'm from, they'll see you, those diseases are seen as you are being bewitched. They're not accepted. Witchcraft is on your head. Obeah man has come to you.
All right. I've got Caroline.
So what's Jammers saying to this then? Do you agree with what Caroline said?
Jammers is taking care of his cold. Yeah, he's just gonna do what he's got to do. Caroline, I got a question for you. Yeah, I've got somebody called me today, wanted to take part in the show, and I said no because it's her little thing is a bit too sensitive, right? She's basically being gang raped, yeah, and it's affected her relationship. It's affected her up to this day. Right, she's gonna call in, but she may call. She's gonna call in and have a talk. She was on the phone today, but I said no, not today. But I'm just trying to give you this women out there that's been through certain things by men, right? And it's affected them in their life even when they get older. You understand? And it goes both ways, where the man them is also being affected as well. You know what I mean? This is why I call Jammers, because I know some of these stories. You know what I mean? But he ain't saying nothing because now he's protecting the woman instead of sharing the story that can protect both of us, man and woman.
Yeah, that's what happens in therapy too. So counseling. So
Do you know who
the girl
Caroline-
that
Caroline
what was
we're
the question in
talking
terms of the girl that was raped?
Yeah, but say that again.
I said, do you know who
So what in terms?
Go on, in terms of the girl, yeah.
Listen, please, 1 minute.
Go on. You can talk to me now. Go on. What are you saying now? In terms of the girl, what?
All right. And so, what was your question in regards to the girl that was gang raped? Because there's a lot of gang rapes that's gone on in terms of in adulthood, in young adult ages, that has been affecting a lot of women in their older age as well. Which is what happens with that is of course, because they've been avoiding behaviors of addressing the issue, getting the help and the right support out there, and it's not spoken about. That's why it continues to affect and deteriorate within yourself.
So what you're saying is the more they talk about it, is the better it is.
So yes, the sooner you get the support and the therapies, and it depends on the assessment that is being done to you, the psychological assessment that is being done to you. What makes people, in terms of the Black and Asian community, is that religion is a death of people not seeking treatment. Yeah. Religion can hinder people for not seeking treatment. Some people harbor their problems in the church environment, or a pastor who tells you, put it all in God's hand. God will help you.
Yeah.
You know, so therefore you're suppressing what you're feeling, not dealing with the deep emotion of the thing, but you're just suppressing it. And then when it comes out, a trigger comes of a man coming to you, push you down probably on the bed and try to make love to you. You see that as rape. So that's a trigger. You understand? And so if you don't deal with these triggers, it will continue to manifest in your older age, right?
So have you been through anything?
Yeah, I mean, when you interviewed me in your radio station, I was in a girl gang when I was little, when I was young, like in my adult age, in my youthful age. I'm still a young lady, but yeah, I've been through girl gangs and all that. But what I've been through is nothing. I've never been gang raped or anything like that. I was just groomed, right, to take certain things off men, get people do certain things to these people where we was, and that was that, you know. And what happened with me is that I had a family that was able to take me back home to realize my identity, who you are, sit you down and tell you this is who you are. You're African, you come from Africa, this is our culture. You gotta know what time it is. So sometimes it will take you going to another country where you're from, and I'm only talking about in the BEM communities, like probably Africa or India or Pakistan, wherever you're from, to go and sit there and look at the environment, be with the people, learn to express, you know, what is it that you feel with someone totally strange, like a stranger or something. Everybody's problems is different though. So it depends on the matter.
Yeah, true. Absolutely true.
100%. And like, obviously, with that said, yeah, like, do you feel like, you know, like, you see, for what you do, yeah, what, I don't know, like, what do you feel like you can, you know, like the young people coming up, yeah, that are going through this situation, what kind of guidance can you give them for them to kind of like, in terms of like coming out? Because a lot of people, like you did say, a lot of ethnic people are scared to come out to and approach the police and let them know what's going on, or let the authorities, or just let their families know what's going on. Because they're in relationships that like, you know what I mean, marriages that they're not happy with. What kind of guidance can you give them, man? Like,
right.
I heard some of the bits and pieces of that, but from what I just heard, what kind of guidance can I give young people if they're going through
like,
traumas or any form of
you know, from
sexual experience or anything like that, psychological factors, yeah?
Yeah, that's right, Carla.
From Aisha, what can,
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, because she went through it from a young age. Do you get what I mean? And then you got a lot of these young people
hold on a minute. Hold on.
Hold on, Limbs. Oh, Limbs, hold on. Right. Go through.
Hold on. The question you're saying, she went, I'm going to be honest with you, and Caroline may agree with that, most of the Asian girls from the Indian and Pakistani background, and I'm talking from that specific group, have been married from a very young age. Natasha also got married when she was 17, 18. So she's just recently, I mean, well, 5-6 years down the line, she's got divorced. So she spent 30 odd years with her man.
Yeah. Well, boy, all I'm saying is that this conversation is deep. Natasha, you're sitting down there. I haven't forgotten you. She's, there's 6 people. There's 5 people.
Can you answer that question, Caroline? Now, what Lynn said. What guidance would you give? And we'll ask Natasha the same question.
Yeah, like, come on, man.
All right. So what I'll do, I'll answer this question and I'll shoot off in a minute because I have to go and draft something out for my client. The guidance that I'll give young people, and these are some of the guidance that I give to limbs as well. You know that. But some guidance that I give is to love yourself. Self-love is important, right? Know where you come from, right? Understand the circle that you keep around you, right? Always seek for mentors, okay? Be around people that are doing better than you. But from a psychological perspective, if you're dealing with traumas and things like that, seek for professional help. We're in a country that gives you the liberty to go and speak out. But having said that, do not get confused when people say, oh, but you're going to get that in the system. They're going to know that you're retarded in the system. Mental health does not mean retardation. It means that you are stressed and it's temporary because they can give you sections. That's why they've got different sections and different acts. So it can either temporary, stress and depression. I've seen and I've spoken to doctors who are addicted on crack cocaine. Okay, right? You get lawyers that are addicted to heroin, but you will not know because they deal with it in therapy, but it's temporary. They go back to their normal jobs. Yeah, you might be in the system temporary in terms of things that you can work with, whatever. It won't be exposed. It depends on the severity of the problem, right? And mental health is, everybody has it. You have stress. Everybody, including myself. Anything that stresses you out is mental health. When it becomes a mental illness, right, that's when it affects your life completely. Because now it's an illness that needs to be diagnosed and monitored and maintained.
So how do you know that? How do you know? How do you say the difference between a mental health illness? How do you know what's the difference between having a mental health problem and having an illness? You can have an illness, and people might think it's a problem, but it's really an illness. How do you know the difference?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, the illness. Say, for example, when it becomes an illness, when you start neglecting yourself, taking showers, basic life needs, shutting yourself away for days on ends, right? From your family, your friends. You're not eating. Okay, you're hearing voices in your head, hallucinations, telling you, oh, okay, well, this person is doing this, you go and kill them, right? That is when it becomes an illness, right? Now, when it's only a mental health issue, is when you're just stressed out, days on end. It's just a continuous stress. That's just a mental health problem. An illness comes when you just self-neglect, self-abandonment, right? Bad thought process, bad ways of thinking, hallucination, right? Unhealthy thought process of thinking, right? And also a way of manipulating people, massive panic attacks, massive anxiety, right? Thinking there's different forces against you that do not really want you to live in this world because you're superior than the human being that is on earth.
So you say that's an illness?
Thank you. That was well said.
No, hold on. You're saying that's an illness for someone
All
to
right,
think.
guys, I'm going to leave you now.
Thank you, Caroline.
Yo.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Hey, that don't.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Hold on. I hear what she's saying, yeah. But what she's saying is like, if people hear voices and hear all of this and that, and it's an illness, it doesn't necessarily have to be an illness. There's people that get spiritual attacks, and that's not an illness. That's an attack. There is a difference.
Yeah, but look. If someone's hearing something in their head, Bless, and you're telling me that's not an illness, then you need to really.
It doesn't have to be.
Because not everyone's hearing things in their head, and not everyone's spiritual. So if you're going to go to someone and say, "I'm hearing things in my head," the person's going to say to you, "Oh my God, you need some help."
Yeah, but
now she's talking about the other incident is when you're neglecting yourself. That's very common in women, and Natasha may agree with that. You don't look after yourself. You don't drink well. You think you're unworthy, and you just don't want to go out. You don't want to socialize no more. And I have been through that myself. So Natasha, what do you say to that then?
Yeah, I agree with it. you look at the rich and famous people, even they have mental problems. You know, and a lot of people look at it like they.
Yeah, you cut off.
Yeah, a lot of people would say they've got money, they've got fame, but they're still not happy. Like Asper said, it's true. You do neglect yourself. You know, you start to look back on yourself. I mean, in my case, it was because I had children as well, so I was busy concentrating with the children and stuff. But yeah, you know, I think you've got to learn to sort of love yourself. I mean, like I was saying before, I'm stronger than I've ever been before. It's going to take a lot to break me down because I've sort of learned who I am. I got young, married with young, I was able to sort of really know who I was. You know, basically straight from college, you get married, you've got children, your life completely changes. It's not your own anymore. You're then only classed as a mother and a wife. I've learned a lot about myself, things that I like, things that I want to do, and it's made me a lot stronger. And I think throughout the I was on antidepressants, I was depressed, I used to feel, you know, life was just, it was just a ball ache. It was just like, you know, every morning getting up, the same thing, right, you're going to get abused by your husband the other day. The cycle just went on until I broke it.
And I think, Asima, do you think Caroline was right? But she actually distinguished the two things. She put illness to one side, and she actually described just mentally you're not feeling good. She put it into perspective. So do you agree with that then? I do. I think what she said was right.
You know, to some extent, yeah. But you know, if you're, for example, let's say, for example, you've got a toothache, right? You get out of bed in the morning. You don't want to get up and have a wash. It doesn't mean you've got mental illness. You know, that one day. Yep. Toothache's one of the worst pains you can have. You know, you're going to get up with a toothache, you don't want to have a bath, you're all groggy, you're horrible, you know,
but then that's,
you sort of stay in bed. That mean you've got a mental illness.
Yeah, but I think we're talking on the scale where people have been through abuse. So when they've been through abuse to a certain extent where they are actually showing that, I think that she's talking about that abuse and, you know, relationship. We're talking about that one.
no, but she's right in what she's saying, because you get that, innit? You get them days, like.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you got no. It doesn't mean you got mental illness.
That's casual, man. We're talking about how Caroline justified it by saying, if you go through a relationship and you've really had bad knockouts here, and you've really been through bad, you know, you've come to a point where, look, we know, Natasha, we know that, you know, women do go through these things, even men, but men are just not open about it. So she's broken it down to things saying that, you know, neglect is one thing, and illness is when you start hearing things and you start talking to people, and that is a very dangerous illness, that is, basically.
Wow. Natasha?
Yep.
You did tell us your story, innit? A little bit, innit?
Yes, I did. You want to hear it again?
No. You just got a nice smile and thing, but I'm not going to go into all of that still. But we have a platform here, and I'm really glad that you ladies are coming forward. I mean, today was a little bit rocky because we had quite a few people on, but next week we'll be a bit more calmer. But I'm glad that you're all here coming together, because that's how it starts. Until the little few come together and start getting their voice heard, the rest of the women won't come forward. You understand what I'm saying? So it does take the brave ones to stand up, like you and Unity and all the rest of you wonderful ladies, to come forward to represent. You know what I mean? Because if you don't come forward, it's just going to continue. You know what I'm saying? And the man them don't realise that even your brothers, you might have bigger brothers, and your brothers don't even know what you're going through and what you're being through. Your fathers don't know what you've been going through. And that's wrong. You understand? So this is what this is about, to let family be family again. Family watches family's back.
Be real.
You understand? That's what family does. You know what I mean? And that's what we're getting to now. The oneness, the godliness, I should say, godliness. Say that again?
Yeah, Bless, I agree with you. Bless, I agree with you that you have to have a very, very good communication and a very good relationship with your family.
Yeah.
You know, where you have to have that confidence that whatever you will be sharing with your family,
yeah,
you would not be judged. You would not be put at the back end. You would be believed. You would be heard, you know.
You'll be heard.
What happens sometimes, yeah. So what happens sometimes that there is a fear that nobody in this world is going to believe me, what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
you know?
No, I
So-
hear
You need somebody, or you need a family who trusts you, who believes you, who's ready to listen to you, and you need to build up that strong relationship with your family. And it does not happen overnight.
you.
It happens from early childhood,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and continues throughout your adulthood, you know.
Yeah, but you have to be careful.
If you don't have a very strong family, there would be nobody else to guide you around.
Yeah, but you have to be
Out there
careful,
in the
though.
world, people
They don't think they can hear me.
are lynching other people, you know.
Wow. We don't know about that, but all I'm saying, if you're going to trust the family, remember, family, they love you so much that you might tell them and they might go and do something that you don't want them to do. So you have to be careful how you tell family. If my niece comes up to me and tells me that her boyfriend was beating her like nothing, I'm going to go and do him something. You understand what I'm saying? So how my niece comes to me, she has to come to me in a way that I don't react in a negative way that may get me in trouble and everybody else in trouble. So when you involve the family, I think you have to know which member of the family you can trust. You understand what I'm saying? So
No, Bless. I agree with you what you say. I understand your perspective. But what I'm trying to say is your family should give you the option. Either you can leave with it, or either you can cut it off and move ahead in your life. Choice is yours. Choice is yours.
Mhm.
What you have to do, and we are there to support you. But if you continuously come and complain about it, that this is happening to you, while you're not taking while you're not taking the steps to stop it, I would intervene in it and take the steps for you. Now the
Okay.
ball is in your court.
Thank you.
You start rolling and
Right.
take actions about it.
Right, Bless,
yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Okay, hold on. Let me fix up now. Hold on. All right.
Yeah, you can fix it, because I'll
Right.
tell you why.
Yeah.
Because why, we're going back to the original question, why women can't say no. None of you men answered that question, but the ladies that came on previously and today, they've answered both sides. So Jams didn't stay for long. Liz couldn't answer the question, and
All right,
I'm asking you.
Why women can't say no?
Yeah, because that was the whole topic, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
We answered why men can't say no.
Yeah, but Jammers was supposed to, but because Jammers is in a relationship now, he can't say what he wants to say. But I have met women that don't want to say no. And when I said, say no to what? Why women can't say no to what? I can
Yeah,
ask you that
yeah, tell me.
question. No to what, Unity?
Girl got quiet.
She got quiet because she can't answer the question. It's a man question, you know.
Say that again. Say that again. I didn't hear you. Say that again.
I said,
Did you
why?
hear your answer?
I
What's
said-
the problem now?
Yeah, what's women can't say
Because
no
men
to
is not
what?
able to answer, is that?
No. Listen, for me.
And I was just,
Yeah.
Last week we had a question why men can't say no. So each sister specifically said, Aisha had a point. She said this theory. She said, right, he didn't stick up for me, and why couldn't he say no to his family and support me? Right? We had another sister coming on. She said it was not physical, but it was more, unfortunately, to do with, with going out with other partners. So why couldn't he say no? Now, Natasha probably going to agree with me. Obviously, her man could not say no and stand up to her and give her the respect she wanted. So we answered the question. Now, I'm asking the gentleman over here because the question is why women can't say no. They came on board to say that women do this, or whatever they're saying, but why can't they say no? So what do you want a girl to say no to, Bless? I don't understand.
No, I'll make her give an example.
What do you want her to say to?
Right, I'm going to give an example, yeah? It's not really supposed to say no. She's supposed to say yes, yeah? Something like that. But as I said, when it's to the woman, when we're dealing with
Making
the...
up dinner and put it on the table and say, I'm not going to cook for you.
Oh, you're there. Hi, how you doing? He let you out. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's
Sorry,
it.
the girl The ladies won. The ladies actually won the debate.
Yeah, but I know. But you see, what it is, there is men out there that is being neglected by women as well.
They
Yeah.
was your day.
Huh?
They was your day, Bless, but you didn't answer the question.
Right, what's the question? Why a woman can? Why what? I will answer the question. Come, tell me exactly what you want me to answer. Because we've been doing this for a month.
Bless. You had 6 sisters on here all together in total, and they've actually related to the question previously. Like Aisha and all the girls that came on last year, and Samia, they said clearly what the position of it was why men can't say no. You're supposed to come on with Jammers and talk about your journey and tell us and prove us that why women can't say no.
Why women can't say no?
I think women are quite.
I explained to you already, and I told you that there is scenarios where women has upset man a certain way unnecessarily, yeah, and make man have to get semi-violent and throw plates and all these kind of things, and leave his own house, yeah. Why?
You're saying why women can't be quiet? Then is that what you're saying?
No, but she's supposed to just go peacefully, yeah. Just like how you want the man to just go peacefully because the thing ain't working, yeah. When it's the other way around, right, and you want the woman to go peacefully, she's gonna say no. I'm not going nowhere, and even if she, it's like that, and she called the police. She done all kind of, and it's not even her house. You understand? She's not even in her own house, but yet she's calling the police on the man in his own house. You get what I'm saying? So,
I see what you mean that way. Like,
so
the government over here is a bit different when it comes to female. I suppose, yeah, the right.
So it's not. Sometimes it goes both ways. As I said, sometimes the woman want the man to leave because he's been abusive, and he's not there. Yeah, but there's sometimes it's the other way around where a woman is verbally abusive. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Listen, I know a woman, yeah, that she was so abusive to her man. Yeah, when she went to see him, and she saw him with another woman. She didn't know who the woman was. And when she bucked him up, she took a lavatory, yeah? You know what you sit on in the toilet? She took the toilet and threw it through his window screen, yeah? And told him that he's full of that. She said, you're full of shit. And she threw the toilet through the window screen in his car. Then she found out it was her sister that he was walking with. And they made up.
They were in a relationship and she didn't know what family was.
He was in a relationship with this girl and she threw the toilet through his window screen.
What did you say to that, Natasha?
You got some issues.
Right. Yeah, so I'm just...
voices.
Yeah.
Serious anger management issues.
Yeah, but there's a lot of women that have that. That's what I'm saying. There's women that have that. And as I said, I've been in scenarios where women are getting violent. You know what I mean? Why? Because they don't...
I agree with you to a certain point.
I agree with you, Bless.
Yeah, there are some women like that.
Go on.
No, Bless, I agree with you. I agree with you because the society we live in, the tolerance level has gone down.
Yeah.
Resilience has gone down.
Respect has gone down.
Everybody wants everything on their fingertips.
Right.
And the convenience has become more easy these days.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, fine. I don't get along. I'll get out of it and get a new one. Because there are a number of other people waiting out there.
Yeah, but when
this generation does not know or does not understand what is hard work and what it goes involved into building up and getting the experience of the life.
Well, as I said, I'm telling you that I've seen women that terrorize man because they don't want no other woman to have that man. But yet they...
Yeah, I agree.
You understand what I'm saying?
I've never said no to you.
Right, so there's when the women are saying that this feelings, there's a lot of women that's been through abuse. Like this is what the platform's for the women. But it's going to also be for the women and the man them too. It looks like it's going to be both ways because I know some man them that don't come out their house. You understand what I'm saying? Anymore because of past relationships and how it's affected them. They don't go out. They don't go raving. They just keep themselves to themselves and they're single men. And you say, boy, I'm going to come out. You know, go on.
I think that's with women, we talk and we say it after a certain, point in our life. I think men still find it very difficult to open up as much as we women do, I think. And that's the reason why they don't come out. They think it's a man thing. And like Caroline said, it's a culture thing and it's a religion thing. And it's a boys thing. And they don't want to hear a guy saying, oh, you know what, I went home, my wife didn't feed me, she threw food at me and she didn't talk to me, or she started hitting me. You ain't going to go down there and talk to his
No,
boys
it
about
don't
that.
go like it's not a man thing. It's not a man thing or a woman thing. The woman is abusive, yeah, and she knows that she don't want nobody else to have that man. So that's it. If she can't have him, nobody ain't having him. There is women like that. Man is like that too, but there is women like that out there, and I've seen some of them. You know what I mean? And I know man them that.
As always, there's never a correct answer or one answer, because it's very controversial why women can't say no or why men can't say no.
Well, women, when the man says to the woman, it's time for you to leave, you're getting very abusive, yeah? And all you do is watch EastEnders, Coronation Street, and Big Brothers, yeah? You haven't got no time.
Natasha, were you watching EastEnders?
No, I don't watch EastEnders.
Oh, you give it up now?
Okay.
Yeah, she was an EastEnder fan, but she give it up now. She's free. Yeah, but I'm just saying, these things happen. You know what I mean? And I've met a girl. I'm gonna scenario now. Yeah, I was with this girl, and I said to her, "Make me something to eat." She goes, "What do you want to eat?" I go, "Just go in the fridge and help yourself and make me something to eat." I am in the kitchen, and she comes back and she gives me a sandwich. And when I eat this sandwich, it tastes cheese and jam. She gave me a cheese and jam sandwich. How am I supposed to take that? It was no, I ate it and I thought, oh, this is a cheese sandwich, and then it started to get sweet, and I realized, all of them, and this is cheese and jam. Cheese and jam don't mix. And then she
probably knew you were going to send her back to get dessert, so she gave it to you in one go.
I sent her back again to do something else, and she blew the kitchen up. Literally, there was peas stuck all over the ceiling. You know what I mean? And I told her to leave, and she said no. You know what I mean?
Now, you know what I can say? It's a new generation, isn't it?
Gone, Limbs. You haven't been beaten by a woman yet, so you don't know nothing. Until a woman beats you, then you'll understand what man them went through. So maybe you might need a beating from a woman, Limbs. What do you think?
What do you mean? Let me say something. Let me say something.
Yeah, God.
Yeah?
God.
If I'm alright with you. Like, this generation is completely different, yeah? We're living in a new 2020 generation. A generation where a lot of women are moving in different terms. Like, it's not how it was 20 years ago. When my mum was married, when my mum had me, when my mum was with my dad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 30, for those that are listening, yeah? Now, at the end of the day, I feel like everything's changed. Now, yeah, it's a digital generation. And a lot of women have been going off and been living through televisionary lifestyle. So they're trying to...
Let me stop you there. We can say the same thing about men.
Let me finish.
Men are not the same. What they were in our father's time.
With all of that said, yeah, like, a lot of women are moving differently now. So, like, you see, like, how they try and move in relationships, they're trying to emulate it to how they see it on the television or on this digital version and situation, like you guys spoke about earlier. And how you guys spoke about it earlier was perfectly, it was on point. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I feel like a lot of women, they don't see men as they used to see them 20 to 10 years ago.
What do you think, Natasha?
No, I don't agree with that.
No,
it depends on the man. If a man's going to be good to a woman, there's no woman that will treat her bad, unless there's something wrong with her.
Urvi?
Hello?
Yeah?
What do you think?
Guys, can you hear me, yeah? I literally feel like women don't see men as they saw them 20 to 15 years ago or 10 years ago. Like at all.
If I found a good man now, I would still treat him nicely. I'd still respect him.
You hear that, Bless?
Go on, what are you saying?
Who, me?
No,
Natasha, say it again.
Say it again, Natasha, because I had somebody else on the other line.
Oh, no, I said if I found a good man now, I would still respect him and treat him nicely, do everything for him.
Oh, you would, yeah? You wouldn't,
even after my past, even after everything I've been through.
You would respect him? Would you give him a beating?
I've never beaten a man.
Oh, that's all right. I just had to get that clear. 'Cause I know some good man them out there, you know what I mean, but they're afraid of the licks, you understand?
That's my number on.
No, I would do that, but I'll have to do some research. But
she's not gonna beat you on that.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we're gonna do, yeah, we're going to make an arrangement with that. Jammers is not for you though, but still. We're gonna sort something out. Yeah. But at the meantime, first of all, we need to make sure that everybody's safe, everybody's comfortable, and that we all got everybody's back. Everybody's got everyone's back. Yeah?
Yeah, no one beat each other
Right,
up. No one beat each other up.
So
No
Natasha, we're going to have your back. You know what I mean? We're going to have people that the ladies will have your back, not the man them. Yeah? What you want is already out there waiting for you. Yeah? The person that you want is already there waiting for you. You just got to prepare yourself so that that person can come in and everything is exactly how he would want it. Not how you would want it, how he would want it.
Well, is
You know
that
what I'm saying?
Yeah?
No, because that's how it is, man. I know this thing. Listen to me, man. You may be an actor, you know, but I know about man. You understand? I know about certain things. I know about certain things like the law of attraction and certain things. So when you got some wonderful children there, so that means this person will have to love children. And there's many men that love children. There's many men that don't even have no children. Yeah, and they're way like their 50s, their 40s, their whatever, and they don't have no children. So when a woman is out there and she's got 3, 4, 5, even 6 children, and she thinks that she's expired, that's wrong. She's not expired, because I know man them out there that don't have children, and there's man them that can't have children, and they're looking for women who are already have the children and the everything already. So my dear Natasha, your guy is waiting for your gentleman is waiting. Yeah. He's not a guy, he's a gentleman. And I hope that when you get this gentleman that he puts your children first. Yeah?
You're welcome.
Yeah? You put your children first. That's how it goes. Your children, when a man, listen, hey Limbs, make I tell you something. When you meet a woman and she's already got 3 or 4 children or whatever it may be, those children come with the package.
Yeah.
Yeah? And that is part of the package. You can't just say you're gonna have the woman alone and then but the children ain't got nothing to do with you. The children are also gonna be your responsibility. So you take the package. Please man them. Remember, when you get a woman and she's got children, it is a package. You can't just have the woman and don't have the children. You understand? Yeah, and that is how it is. Huh? That's how it is. So Natasha, you're all right, man. You don't have to worry about nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
You're good.
You're good. Hey, what Liv say? Liv say you're good. You're good. Ain't it, Liv?
Thank you.
You're good, Natasha. You're good.
You're good. You see? You see that Limbs? Limbs, if you could see her, you know, she's really nice, you know. You know what I mean?
Natasha, you're good.
You're not understanding what Natasha's doing there. She's actually speaking another language, aren't you, Natasha?
I said, thank you.
Okay. Yo, she's a nice lady.
I feel the words.
Yeah, she's a nice lady.
Keep your shoulders up and keep your head up, man.
She's all right.
I said, beg you, listen to me.
Beg you.
Beg you.
Beg you.
You're welcome. All day, every day, man.
You're saying beg you. Beg you.
You get what I mean?
She all right, man. She all right for your Limbs. Limbs, this woman would put you in your place, man. Definitely.
stop it. Listen, like, allow me, man, allow me. Why you not putting me on blast right now?
No, because that's what you
So
need,
bless
bro.
bless you have started the matchmaking.
That's the name of the show, Lims. Lims, you are the host, Lims. You're an entrepreneur. You need a woman to put you in your place, my friend.
Excuse me, allow me right now, man. I'm good, man. I'm trying to keep my head up, man.
Don't worry, man. She will lift your head up for you. You don't have to keep your head up. She will lift your head up. Yes, dear.
Liv, what you lying for? You told me to look for a nice girl for you.
Excuse me.
Lims is scared. Don't worry, Lims, man. That's all right, man. She have a nice smile. She have a nice smile, Lims. So you'll be a very happy man. You could just look at her smiling all day. You know what I mean? That's all you need. Turn off the television, switch off the mobile phone, and just look at her smiling. You're nice. You'll be happy. Yeah, and she got some muscles too, so she can slap you. You hear this? Listen, you hear that? That slap. That's what you will get if you cross the line. You know what I mean?
Bless.
Yes, my dear.
Bless.
Yeah.
She's learned some words. Look, she's learned some words. And she wants to say them out to you.
To me or to Lims?
Yeah, listen.
Listen, Lims. Listen, Lims.
It was like, beg you,
Beg you.
thank you,
Oh, she's begging you, Lims. She's begging you. She says,
sorry,
so you're
welcome.
sorry, welcome.
And the what?
And they were like, be real. No,
Hold on a minute. What's
Wait.
this?
I'm not.
I don't get that. What are you saying? You're saying Lims, she's begging you for. I don't know, Lims. I don't know what's going on. She's begging you for something. She's saying beg you. So she's begging you for something. It's not me.
Okay.
You know?
Oh my God.
So what, and you're gonna beg
it
her
took me a
back?
long time to make this list.
What you begging? What I'm there? What am I begging for now?
Don't worry about it. Natasha Lims said beg you too. Whatever that means.
Anyway, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. She says thank you, Lims.
Cool. Thank you. Nah, you know what? It's too long. It's too long.
Lims.
All I can say is too long. It's too long.
Lims, I can see you blushing on the phone, man.
This is live on radio, man.
Yeah, you're blushing, blood. You're blushing. You're going all pinky colour.
Like, allow me.
It's alright. No, man. You're an actor. I'm not supposed to allow you. You're supposed to be able to get out of any situation.
I'm getting red in that.
You're an entrepreneur. You're supposed to learn how to get out of anything. You know what I
Allow
mean?
me, though. I'm all coming like, I'm looking like Boris Johnson, like on some, I don't know, some.
You look like Boris Johnson.
Like.
You're big and round and ting with blonde hair. Saying Assalamu alaikum. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Definitely, you know what?
Before we round it all up, I'm going to say something. Liz.
Go on.
You better look after yourself now. At the same time, like, just be strong, man. Like, cause you get me. You don't need to stress about everything, man. Like, moving forward and.
Lims, I don't know what you're trying to say, bro, but you're just all over the place like she's making you nervous. Don't be shy, blood. Don't be shy. Be a man. Be a man and start talk like a man. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do. She might train you how to talk like a man too. Aye. Yeah.
One time you played me, you know.
Boy, don't worry about it, man. That's the name of the game, man. What do you want for breakfast from her? Beans on toast?
No bacon.
No, I said baked beans on toast. English breakfast, cheap. It's only cost you £1.
No, that's not the bacon. I need something halal.
Something with love.
No, halal.
Baked beans and toast, man. Baked beans and toast.
Halal with love.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway,
halal with love.
Well, you pray over the baked beans then, innit? I don't know. That might work.
Baked beans is alright. Some stuff in that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just pray over the baked beans, man. That's it. Same thing. You know what I mean? And turn the can upside down. You know, that should work.
Anyway, honestly, it's been a nice debate today. even though we couldn't stay with BDS jams all the way, but we do come to a conclusion, yes,
So it's
men
Natasha,
and
yeah?
women both
So it's
can be
Natasha,
abused,
yeah?
and both of them
Yeah.
can be neglected, and unfortunately, there's not one straight answer. So I just want to thank you, ladies, for coming on, to be honest, and supporting, Blessed Radio and Unify. And Natasha, would you like to say something before you round up?
Go on, Natasha. Say what you got to say.
Sorry, say that again. I didn't hear that.
Go on,
So
say what you
anything you
got
have
to
to say
say.
before we leave?
Yeah, just don't beat anyone.
That you mean?
Enjoy your beans on toast, and thank you for having me.
You hear that, Lims?
Aw.
Oh, and that nice. Lims, she said, don't beat no one and enjoy your beans on toast.
And Purvi?
Yeah.
The last word would be that believe in yourself and stand for your happiness.
Yeah.
That is what I would give the last advice here.
Okay.
As long as you don't, and start loving yourself, no
Okay.
matter what it is.
What's your
Thank
final word, Lims?
You
Baked
can
beans on
check
toast.
Check out Judge Rita.
No. Halal bacon.
No,
Halal what? It's me, bacon. That's what I did.
there's no halal bacon. There's no such thing as halal bacon.
No, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking, what? Did I hear halal bacon? But now definitely I check me out.
I'm vegetarian, so I don't know anything about halal.
I don't know about
Oh my
halal
God.
bacon. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I don't think
No,
it.
because I thought I heard that. I'm like, right, allow that.
Don't worry about it, man.
Allow the halal bacon.
Yeah, you can't turn a pig upside down. It don't make no difference. So
No, it's mad. It's mad.
no, but still, any final words, Lims? Any wonderful words to that wonderful Natasha and Pravi? I think I said her name right.
You know what? Thank you for having
Yeah.
Aisha and Caroline.
Aisha and Caroline.
Thank you for having me on tonight.
Yeah.
Check me out, Judge Rinder. You can get it.
No. I said last words to say about the show. You're talking about Judge Render. Judge Render, you know what I mean? You need to hang him upside down with some baked beans. You know what I mean? But
Oh my God.
Basically, what you need to do is cook me a nice lunch, and then we'll do it for this day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. All right, Lims. Mr. Lims, thank you for your time. Thank you for your input. Thank you very much.
Look after yourself, people. Look after yourself. Thank you for having
Thank you, Lims. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having you as well. And what's the word, Natasha? What's the word, Natasha? What's the word?
He's such a lovely guy. He's got his own radio show as well, and he's got his own. He's an entrepreneur. He does his own thing. Have you gone, Bless?
No, he's still there, man. He's not going nowhere.
And what about your last word, Bless?
My last word, my word for today.
Your last words for today.
Forgiveness. Sometimes we go through a lot of. Your name is not Bless Limbs. You said you had to go already. You had to go. There's a queue, you know. There's a queue.
You're not being blessed right now.
Limbs, don't worry about it, Limbs. Don't worry. There's a queue, Limbs. You can talk to Natasha in a minute. Anyway, listen. I say you must learn to forgive. Although times we're in some bad situations and people do bad things, we have to forgive because when we do wrong things in the sight of the Almighty God, and sometimes we do things, sometimes we might beat the children and we don't really mean to beat the children, or we do something that we don't mean to do, and then we're going to ask God, to forgive us. You know what I mean? We might tell a lie, we might do something wrong, we might swear, we might do anything, and we're going to ask God to forgive us, but we don't forgive. So I would say we should learn to forgive people that harm us, people that hurt us. But don't forget, but you must forgive because you'll get stronger once you forgive your enemies.
100%.
That's my word for you. Forgiveness. Forgive your enemies because it only affects you. That feeling is only inside of you, and it's only going to affect you and make you sick because you're storing it inside you and you're feeding it. It's like a plant. It's like a seed. And every time you keep thinking about it, oh, I hate that man. Oh, I hate that man. And you're just feeding that seed. until that seed grows, and now it makes you sick. And then you turn around and say, you make me sick, which he literally physically will make you sick. So if you forgive them, you don't end up making that person don't end up making you sick. Right? Enough love to you all, ladies. Thank you, Paravi. How do I say your name, Paravi?
Yeah, that's correct.
Paravi. Paravi. Is that how I say it? Paravi. Yeah, I'm learning how to speak your language. You know what I mean? But I ain't doing very well. All the word I know is Raja and stuff like that. I don't know no other words. I see them on the tin. I don't know what they mean though. But still, I always that's what I do. But thank you, ladies. You've been so good. And that's it, man. I could talk to you guys all day.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Purvi, for coming on. And talk to you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Natasha. Say hi to the children. Say hi to the little one there. You know, God loves her.
Bye, Natasha.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Purvi.
Bye.
All right, brother David, goodbye. Hello, Natasha. Good to have a wonderful sleep. And don't forget your prayers before you go to bed.
I will not. Thank you.
God bless
Bye.
you.
You too.
And you too, Bless.
And you too, brother V, my wonderful papadom.
Oh my God. I'm not becoming a papadom now.
Yes, no, but I love papadom. You know what I mean? I love papadom. So if you don't, you know what I mean, you don't like papadom, then that's not your problem.
Oh, I love papadoms. Don't worry, Bless. We are the same.
Oh, good life. Limbs like papadom with baked beans.
Okay, then thank you, ladies.
Okay, take care,
you.
ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Oscar, give me a call later, yeah?
Okay, darling. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, cool. Aisha, good night. Unity.
Right, bless.
Yeah, all right, my dear. Your final closing
dear.
statement, my dear.
Yes?
Your closing statement.
My closing statement is patience, love, and unity.
You had to put unity in there, innit?
Yes, I had to. Look at us today on your lovely radio. You allowed Unity 5 to bring my sisters on board, and brothers will be coming soon as well. And this is what unity is all about, and this is what love is all about.
Right. Next week, I'm going to bring in a caller who's been through. Hopefully, I can get her to call in. I'm going to talk to her later on. She wanted to make a comment today on the show, right? But I kind of eased her off because she, in herself, is a complete show. So I didn't want her to say something today that will spoil it. You understand? So I'm going to talk to her later on, and hopefully she might can learn something. But it's all about the healing, and we all come together and heal one another. You know, you look different again. What you do? Hey, what you done now?
What?
You look different again.
Oh my God! Here we go again.
Hey,
But one thing before we go, Bless, that I'm going to say one thing, and that is that I still think the women are much open-minded and they're much they open up much more than men. I still find that the men, even you giving the guys a platform to come on talk today, the question was answered.
Listen to me. Make I tell you something.
No,
listen. Today wasn't my show. It was supposed to be Jammers. I had to jump in. If I didn't know it was my fight, I would have been prepared. You know me already. I would have been ready.
Yeah.
But
All right, then we'll have to have you on then, because I think the journey has to be said.
All right, then
before
cool.
we can actually make a statement. Yeah.
Cool. I don't mind. You can arrange a day when I will tell you my issues and tell you some of the things that some women do in the past that was totally bang out of order. You understand? And at the same time, we do have a sister that she wants to take part in the show. She's been through some tremendous, terrible things, but yet God has pulled her through. And she called me today and she was going to come in and talk, but I said no, because as I said, her thing is a show in itself. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I can't really say too much about her issues, but it's up to her to...
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Once again, thank you to Caroline Mugabe, Aisha, Sadiq, Kubi Rashani, and Natasha Malik for coming on and being the guest of this radio with Unity 5.
Okay, my dear. You have a nice day. And you finished early today, innit? Don't you feel happy? Yeah, you feel happy that you finished today early. Right, so that's all good. Limbs.
Yeah.
Adios. You still there, my...
brother?
He's still there, man. He's still there. How's the cat and the dog?
Unity, sir. Thank you. The cat's alright, though.
Okay, what did
Just
the cat
wait
say
for the
this
dog
week?
to come home, innit?
No, Limbs, thank you for coming on and supporting me all the time, Limbs. Honestly, I mean,
Thank you guys for having me on, man. Thank you guys for having me on, 100%. It's always a blessing to be on Blessed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you, Limbs, man. I know you got a good sense of humor and you don't take nothing too serious. You just go with the flow, you know.
Yeah, next time, just take it lightly on me, man. Just take both of you. Unity, you're a bit hard on me, innit? And then, obviously, Bless, you're always hard on me. Just take it light on me, man. God.
I can't do that. That's not my job. My job is to like make you know, you know what I mean, who you are.
Yeah, you guys just hit me hard, man. Like today, I was just like, hey.
Don't worry, man. You're lucky when Natasha hit you, you're gonna know about it.
Allow me. I need to be on my best behavior now. Sure.
Yeah, you do that, man. You be on your best behavior, man. You do that, man.
thank you, Limbs. Thank you so much for coming on, Dad.
Thank you, Limbs. Thank you for your support. We'll see you next week, and hopefully this lady, we're gonna have a serious thing. I'll talk to her later on. Hopefully she's willing to come forward. But what her story
Definitely.
is worse than
you.
you see.
It was a wonderful show. You know, everyone enjoy it. Have a nice week in it, and I'll see you next week. Take care, man.
Okay, good night, Limbs. Say good night to the teddy bear.
Pick me there, you know.
Your teddy bear. Don't worry. Limbs got a teddy
Good
bear.
night, teacher.
Good night.
And
Bye.
good night to everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for having me on Bless Radio. Make sure you tune in every time.
All right, cool, Limbs.
Sweet.
All right, sweet. Right, my dear.
Yes, Bless.
Early
Thank
night
you for coming on
tonight.
Bless Radio.
Early night tonight, my dear. So that's all good. Next week is what?
Huh?
Is it my turn next week?
Yes, it's your turn next week.
My turn.
And I think the best person to sit and argue with you or listen to your story, it should be Aisha and Samia.
Aisha.
Yeah.
Aisha is a bit kind of tough, you know. Anybody else? Nobody else. Aisha look kind of tough, and you got somebody more soft.
Aisha and Samia will finish you.
No, man. Aisha's like the man them, brethren. Like, ease off, man. She's kind of like militant, you know what I mean? I rather...
Well, then the only thing you can do is go out and buy her products, right? She might ease down on you a bit.
Oh, that's good. Then, all right, then. Does she sell boxing gloves and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
She just sell beard oil.
Yeah, well, cool. I'll talk to her, but she's kind of tough. It's like, she's one of the...
Oh, Bless, thank you so much for having me on Bless Radio.
Thank
And
you.
it's always a pleasure having you. You know, you've been with me when I do my shows and talk to the ladies, and you have the belief that you have in me. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, and I'll talk to you next week. All right, you have a nice day. Say hello to the family. Say hello to your son, the engineer, working so hard, doing nothing today. You know what I mean? All right, then. You take care, girl.
Take care, man.
All right, then. Take care. Bless.
Like mystic flow